You're now live with me, G3, and in our continuing Queen series, we have tonight two queens, beginning with Ma'am Charo Santos-Concio and then later on, Eliza Malinao. So we are going to check if she is here so we can bring her in. Ayan na si Ma'am Charo. We are waiting for Ma'am Charo to come in and she is connecting. So let's see if she is able to join us. Again, I'd like to thank Una Richie for my top, L'Oreal, and Mix Mojo. Hi, Ma'am Charo. Is that better? Is this better? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Connecting. Ma'am Charo is connecting. Ma'am Charo, hello. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Her connection is low. It's her internet. Mahina po signal ni Ma'am Charo. Lag. Ma'am Charo, upgrade to... So what do we do with this? Paano kaya to? Okay, connection mo G3, pangit connect. O paano kaya to? How do we do this kaya? Maybe it's Ma'am Char's internet. Okay, let's try it again.
Thing.
Ayan, is that
There.
better? Is it better?
I think
Oh
so,
my
nawala
God.
naman yung audio.
Is that better, Ma'am Charo?
Ayan. Ayan, better. Sorry
Okay.
about that, G3. I don't know what went wrong with the connection. Okay naman ako. I was in Zoom meetings the whole day. So, yun. Na-excite siguro masyado.
That's true.
Na-excite.
That's true.
Sa energy natin.
That's true. I mean, like, we were talking about your very, very delicious Korean barbecue lunch yesterday, and I was asking you about how often you saw your family. So how often do you see your family this quarantine period?
At least once a week. Yeah, they come and visit at least once a week. So, yun, nakakatuwa naman. I'm able to spend time with my grandchildren, most especially. Yeah.
That's true. You have 3 grandchildren, of course, diba? From Francis, diba? You have three granddaughter, 2 beautiful granddaughters and 1 grandson. So, parang diba, in this
Thank
time, of course,
you.
because my parents are the same, they're also very high risk. So, ang tagal din bago nakita-kita lahat, diba? You have to take the necessary precautions. But, the reunions are worth it. Like,
Yes.
when you see each other again, diba, it's worth the wait. So, what was it like seeing them again after you didn't see each other for a long time?
Kind of bitin because, you know, I mean, I couldn't hug my grandchildren, di ba? Pero, yeah, I mean, there's nothing like playing with them. I mean, having fun with them, discovering the world with them. Alam mo naman yung saya na nadadala ng mga bata sa buhay natin, no? So, yeah, I enjoy every moment and I treasure the memories. Yeah.
Si Julia at si Talia, mana sa'yo, performers, di ba? They sing, they dance, very showbiz. What about Basti? Anong personality ni Basti, Ma'am Charo?
Si Basti, nako, mukhang very OC at saka mukhang ano ba? Yeah, he's he's only 3 years old, but I see that he's very, very organized. And very, when he gets obsessed with something, nandun na yung focus niya. But I see that I think he is also musically inclined because he loves to sing and dance
Wow.
with the sisters. Yes,
Like his
oo.
dad. Like his
Oo,
dad.
I think nasa DNA talaga ng pamilya.
What
Music is
about
in the
Martin?
DNA. Because
Yes, that's true. What about Martin? Are
Martin
you
is in,
expecting any grandchildren from him anytime soon?
praying. Yes.
So
Yeah.
apart from Korean barbecue and Korean food, what other Korean things do you enjoy this quarantine period?
Oh my God, segue talaga. G3.
Eh, kasi
Ang
pinapost mo siya
galing.
eh.
Eh ano pa nga ba? I think alam na naman ng lahat, 'di ba? What other Korean stuff do I enjoy? Of course, I enjoy watching the K-dramas. And
Tama.
I think everyone knows that my favorite is Crash Landing on You. And crush ko talaga siya. Crush ko talaga si Hyun Bin, di ba? Nakakagaan siya ng loob,
Narinig,
nakakawala ng anxiety.
narinig ko marami ka daw unan. Marami ka daw unan.
Oo, nagpapadala mga kaibigan ko. Yeah, my friend Semi. Gusto mo
How?
makita? Gusto mo
Do you
makita?
have it right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
Halika, dali.
Yes.
Sandali, ha?
How many Yun Bin pillows do you have, CSC? Oh my God, nakahanda yung... Oh,
Ah, di ba? Tapos
hello, Yun
ito,
Bin.
yan. Padala ni Yvette na Pumoseno. Ito, padala ni Jasmine. Tapos, nasa pa yung isa. Ay, tapos meron pa ako. Ito, habang kausap kita. Meron
Oh my
akong
God, standy
standy.
pa yun na mini standy.
Mini standy, di ba? Padala rin to ni Yvette.
Ma'am
Yeah,
Charo,
my friend sent me. And,
anong favorite anong favorite scene niyo sa sa Chloe? Anong favorite scene niyo? Top 3 favorite scenes in Chloe.
top 3 favorite scenes in Chloe.
Gusto mo mauna ako?
Hindi.
Go.
Ako muna.
Top 3 favorite scenes.
Yung nung when he made that big step, that one step, when he crossed over that, the demilitarized zone. Yeah. So, ayun. That was one of my favorite scenes. Ano pa ba? Ang dami kasi. Pero yun. And then when she ran after him, when it was snowing, and in the height of snow, di ba? Yan. And, okay. Another favorite scene was when she visited him, when he was already with the military, and she visited him. She got out of the hospital. The mother brought her to the hospital. When the mother got her out of the hospital to meet with him, and parang he was denying that he was in love with her, that he came to South Korea for her. Nagbigay siya ng excuses, yung ganon. Yung ayaw niya ilabas yung true feelings niya, pero halata naman. Nagpipigil.
To protect her,
Gusto
diba?
ko yun.
To protect her.
Pero
so,
obvious naman.
Pinaka nagustuhan mo yung protective angle ni Yun Bin. Yun ang pinaka naging favorite mo.
Oo,
ano na feel mo yung candle scene?
Pinoproject ko yung gusto kong gawin sa akin, di ba? Ano yan? Yung candle scene? Ay, yung cute din
yung
nun.
Yung candle scene, ano na feel mo sa candle scene?
Kilig din ako doon. Yung parang, naku, grabe. Di ba? Most especially when he looked at her and smiled. He smiled at her for the first time. Di ba? Nagsusuplado siya for the first 2 episodes, and then when he finally saw her, parang, and he broke into that smile. Oh my God. Di ba? Pakilig.
Wait, who introduced you to Chloe? Did you just, you were surfing through Netflix or may nagsabi sa inyo manood kayo ng Chloe?
Would you believe it was my
Na-discover niyo?
stepson? No, it was my
Oh my God,
stepson.
really?
Oo. He started watching it when it was released on Netflix, and then I think on the 6th episode, di ba, the K-dramas would be released every week, 2 episodes every
That's
week.
true, yeah.
So sinusubaybayan niya. Tapos nagkikwento na siya. Pero ako, wala pa yung ulo ko doon. But yun, when the lockdown was announced, I searched it on Netflix, and wow, it was a pleasant surprise. I really did binge watch the series. Hanggang alas 5 ng madaling
yeah.
araw nanonood ako.
Totoo ba? Totoo ba?
Grabe.
I mean,
Grabe.
like, K-dramas, when you get into the K-dramas, it's very easily, you get sucked into the world, di ba? Para siya talagang rabbit hole. Yung talagang wala nang kawala, di ba? Parang talagang kailangan mo siyang tapusin. And you were talking about, of course, di ba, your stepson. When I first came into ABS-CBN and I was invited to join Star Cinema, they were telling me about Madrasta. Madrasta, they told me, and I don't know if this was a rumor that was going on. They said Madrasta was inspired by your story. How true is that?
Hindi naman, well, I really just wanted to show the perspective of
A stepmom.
Yeah, of a stepmom, because the stereotypical portrayal of a stepmom, di ba, in the Tagalog movies, may pagka-evil or witch and all that, di ba? But I thought it was about time to veer away from the stereotypical portrayal and show the stepmother as a real human being, with dimensions to her character. Hindi yung one-dimensional portrayal lang of a stepmother na mahadera sa mga anak, di ba, na inaalagaan lang ang mga anak pag nandyan yung asawa, tapos pag nakatalikod, hindi na siya mabuting tao. I thought that was very, very one-dimensional. So I really just wanted to portray the stepmother as a true human being with, and
Yeah.
na marunong magmahal, pero marunong ding masaktan. Yun lang.
That's true. Of course, if that won Sharon Cuneta a Grand Slam Best Actress season, right?
Yes,
because it was such a beautifully
yes.
crafted character. Sobrang ganda, as in like legendary. Di ba, Ma'am Charo? I mean,
yes,
all of us, di ba, parang at some point, di ba, parang we kasi I don't know anybody else that's more hardworking than you in the industry or in any industry, a more hardworking woman. But I'm sure like all of us, on some level, we wish to spend more time at home, di ba? Parang if we had just more time at home with our families, then that would be great. And then all of a sudden, 2020 happened and we were just at home. So would you say that, staying at home and being on lockdown is a welcome development? Or was it something that you felt was, parang, oh my God, sobrang haba na nitong period na nandito lang sa bahay na wala ka masyadong ginagawa. How did you feel when the government first announced the lockdown and then it went on and on and on until now? It's already been 7 months, I think.
It's not so much spending time at home or being alone, di ba, or not doing anything. I think I felt a lot more fear and anxiety because of the condition of my husband. And he has to go to the hospital 3 times a week for a procedure. Mas yung takot ko na magkasakit, yan ang mas inalala ko. Pero ako, there was not much adjustment that I did because I've been retired for 5 years now. So medyo hindi na ganon ka-hectic ang buhay ko. I'm out of the day-to-day operations of the network. So hindi na masyadong hectic yung buhay ko. I had more time, for myself and to spend with my loved ones. Not much adjustment. And then I okay lang sa akin na mag-isa. Yung I'm comfortable with being alone. I'm comfortable just, spending my time reading books, watching K-dramas, looking at my garden, enjoying my herbs in my garden. Hindi ko masyadong I'm not an extrovert. I really am by nature an introvert. So okay lang sa akin. Hindi ako masyadong nag-adjust. Oo.
So like you said, it wasn't much of an adjustment. I mean, the lockdown, because you are really somebody that, thrives in being alone at home, in your own space, managing your own time. But I feel like when you retired, Ma'am Charo, at 60, I feel like you also had a second wind in your career. You became a beauty endorser. I mean, I attended one of your launches. I think it was Diagold. And then you became an Olay model. And not only that, you returned to the movies, diba? After like maybe a 17-year absence. Was that a 17-year absence? I remember going to the cinema and watching Ang Babaeng Humayo, and it was a Love Diaz film. And a Love Diaz film means like it's gonna extend for like maybe 2, 3. It was 3 hours, and hindi talaga ako nag-CR sa Glorieta for 3 hours. Kasi feeling ko pag tuloy ako mag-CR, magagalit ka sa akin.
Medyo.
What made you decide to take that project as your first project after 17 years of absence in the cinema? Love Diaz, Ang Babaeng Humayo.
That was
what
the
made
offer
you zero in on that project?
Well, that was the offer that came my way, and you know me, I'm the type to always explore the unknown. I mean, I wanted to know more about the celebrated Love Diaz. No, I wanted to have the opportunity to work with him. I wanted to get to know more about his cinema. So, yun. And I think deep inside, I'm really a creative person, and siguro naghanap ako ng, it was a good thing that I was able to channel my creative side into acting, kasi nga nawala na ako sa the production side of things, no. So yeah, I think the timing was great. I was given the opportunity to channel my creative energies from producing to acting.
Of course, you acted opposite John Lloyd Cruz, who played a trans woman
Yes.
in the movie.
Ang
And of course,
galing-galing.
Yes, sobrang galing. As in, like, binugbog siya and everything that you were nursing him back to her back to health. And I know that you're very close to the community. You have a lot of people around you that belong to the community. After filming that movie, Ang Babaeng Humayo, did you have a brand new understanding of the trans woman, of the Filipino trans woman? What did you learn about is it something that you learned, I mean, like something new about the Filipino trans woman after doing that film?
Ano ba? Alam mo, G3, I modesty aside, but to the best of my ability, I try not to label anyone. I mean, I give you a face, you're a human being, and I really don't go for labels. I see you as a person. I see you as a human being with your dreams, with your aspirations, with your rights that have to be respected. So it's not like, sino siya, hindi ko siya kilala. Hindi, kinikilala ko siya. Kinikilala ko, I try to get to know the person behind the persona that I see. And so it was not difficult for me to understand the character of John Lloyd in the movie. Yeah.
That's wonderful. You've always been an ally, and you've always been very embracing and accepting of us. And that's one thing I really appreciate about you. Of course, your makeup artist is also my best friend and stuff like that. But also after that, you did a follow-up, and it was very surprising. It was a horror movie.
Yes.
Diba? You played an iconic nun, and it was so scary. Oh my God. I felt like I was so brave for sitting through that movie. As in, natapos ko siya. Because I had a private screening with Miko in Star Post. Sabi niya, you have to watch it before you leave.
Okay.
So, pinanood ko siya, mag-isa ako sa Star Post. Pero sabi ko, I finished it from beginning to end and I didn't leave. But oh my God, it was the scariest thing I've ever seen. So why the choice of a horror movie after ang Babaeng Humayo?
I wanted to try a genre movie. I mean, after Babaeng Humayo, iba naman, di ba? Parang I didn't want to fall into a trap of predictability. When I guess I wanted to get out from my stereotypical image of just playing goody-goody roles when I was much younger, and now that I'm in my 60s, I've been there, done that. I know more about life. I think I am more relaxed, more adventurous. So yeah, it was something different. It was a great character, but it was about a nun who was very human, she had her own very solid religious beliefs, and she stood by them. She's not perfect, but she's, even as a nun, she was a human being. She was very human. So yeah, and the thrill of the thrill of scaring people, making people scream at the right moment in the narrative, that was a great adventure. Yeah. And again, the opportunity to
How do you,
work with these young filmmakers like Make Red, it's
yeah, make red.
always a welcome experience for senior stars like me.
How do you feel about the statement to be feared is to be loved? Because you said like to be feared
Um,
in a loving way. Kasi,
I always look, yeah, I guess you always have to look at context. I mean, to be feared, I mean, not to interpret it from a one-dimensional perspective, but you always have to look at the context of the situation. Where, di ba, why, why do you show or exhibit fear in the way you behave? I think you have to appreciate the context to appreciate the humanness of it all. 'Di ba? Hindi yung basta, ay, fearful lang siya, period. Hindi
nakakatakot,
ganon.
yeah.
Hindi
Parang
drawing lang.
that's true. Parang fear of God, di ba? The fear of God doesn't mean like you're afraid. It means that you love you love God, di ba? I remember this because there was once I think we were nakapila for pitching at the 15th floor, and
Mm.
you were parang we were just going to start, and you said that you had just watched The Devil Wears Prada, and you were raving about it. And of
Oo.
course, we couldn't help but eavesdrop because we were in the room. And you said na parang, oh my God, that's such a great role. Ganyan, ganyan. And you couldn't, wait to play a role like that. How did you feel when you saw
Yeah.
Meryl Streep play a lead character at that age that was delicious and naughty and very fearful, and yet, it was very, very critically acclaimed?
It was one of the very challenging characters that she portrayed, no? Because yun na nga, always, the nuances that the actress brought into the character made a whole lot of difference. Na hindi lang siya, she's not just a drawing, no? She's not just a cardboard character. The Meryl Streep humanized her.
That's
Behind that, yeah, behind that facade of, of being stern and strict and demanding, it's really somebody who cares. And
yes, yes.
sometimes we just carry a lot of baggage, and we get, or sometimes we don't get to understand those baggages. But as you journey in life, and you realize na, ay, ano lang to, di ba? Lack of self-awareness. We're just not mindful, or we're not just
Mhm.
accepting of our nature, or the person that we are, or of our hurts, of our pain. Yun ang nagiging stumbling block. But I think behind whatever facade, what that a person carries is, there's a soft heart inside. There's a heart who wants to love, and who craves for love and affirmation.
Yeah. I only asked this because there were very, very quick references to the similarities because you were very gentle in your ways and yet you were very commanding. And I remember, like, I mean, like, you've only scolded me once. If I can remember, you've only scolded me once.
I
You were
did.
very,
Bakit?
well-mannered. Yeah, you were very well-mannered. You
Bakit
were
kita
very gentle. And you were,
pinagalitan?
kasi Ma'am Charo, nanginig ako dun sa, sa pitch ko. Tapos sabi mo sa akin,
Oh.
G3, 50% of the success of the concept is in the pitch. You were shaking the whole time. Sabi mo. Tapos after nun talaga sinabi ko sa sarili ko, tapang ako pag nag-pitch ako sa harap ni Ma'am Charo kasi nanginginig ako, Ma'am Charo, nung nag-pitch ako sa 15th floor. Tapos sabi mo sa akin, alala ko, tinabi mo ako, sabi mo, kapag hindi mo siya na-pitch ng maayos, kahit kaano kaganda yung concept mo, hindi yan ma-approve. So after nun talaga, parang sabi ko parang, oh my God, it's all in the pitch. Do you remember, no?
Now I do. Yeah. Oo. I think G3, there's a teacher in me.
Yes.
Di ba, I think I love to coach students. I mean, people who are willing to be taught. Yeah, there's that side of me. I think, yeah, there's really a teacher in me. Yeah. Sorry kung natakot ka.
After you spoke to me that afternoon, I loved pitching after. I mean, like, meron siyang, ang na-discover ko, Ma'am Charo, merong thrill in pitching, na even if you're in front of, and like, I mean, like, sino ba naman ako, and then you're in front of like 15 executives, diba? That's very intimidating for somebody like me. But then, when you told me na it's all in the pitch, after that, I told Jeff Peñamora, I told Kathy Mirza, I told Sina Miss Chit, sabi ko, after that, I love pitching. So up to now, I love pitching. Which reminds me, like one of my first scripts in ABS-CBN, I was, commissioned by Enrico Santos. And, I really, really, parang unearthed it and I want to read it for you right now. It's a bit like, maybe it's like a minute long. And it was the time when you received your Gusi Peace Prize. Do you remember when you were awarded the Gusi Peace Prize?
Was I?
That was
Parang
18
hindi.
years ago.
Ganon?
Yes, you were.
Okay.
Gusi Peace Prize. That was 18 years ago. And Enrico Santos was my first boss. And he said, like, you have to write the VTR for Ma'am Charo. Tapos sabi ko, oh my God, talaga. Oh my God. I was so scared and I was so intimidated. And I want to read it for you right now. I don't know if you're going to remember this, but this was the script.
Alright.
That was the introduction for you before you went to accept your award. I'm gonna read. Nanginginig na ako. Okay, in an industry that celebrates fame, it is easy to get caught in the glare of the spotlight. In the maddening world of show business, one presence is the symbol of the quiet amidst the noise. Charo Santos-Concio. Her presence is peace itself. At the heart of everything she does is a consistent, calming message to be of service to others. Charo's entry at ABS-CBN signaled a new era of entertainment. ABS-CBN became not just a broadcasting entity, but a family as well. And just like any kapamilya, at its center is a mother that unites every member into an atmosphere of kapamilya love and compassion. Charo has been the voice of wisdom behind our stories for 15 years through Maalaala Mo Kaya. Oh my God, 15 years pala yung Maalaala Mo Kaya noon, Charo. Charo, Charo, the producer, provides the heart that feels every Filipino's joys and pains, defeats and triumphs through meaningful cinema like Anak, Madrasta, and Tanging Yaman. As ABS-CBN expands globally, Charo has been the light that guides and unites Filipinos here and abroad through programs like Nagmamahal Ka Pamilya and outreach events through the Filipino channel, giving them a taste of home wherever in the world they may be. And like any mother, it is in times of darkness that her light shines the brightest. With every tragedy and calamity, her hand extends further than television. She is an advocate of many charitable institutions and foundations. She is at the forefront of relief operations under the public service mantle of ABS-CBN. This is Charo Santos-Concio's style of leadership, a leadership of the heart. She is more than a media champion. She is a role model and a maternal figure that has been inspiring us over the years. Because of her steps, our journey has become more relevant and worthwhile. No other person in media has taken the path she tread to become the mother of an industry. Charo Santos-Concio, a light that gives brave new hope for peace, unity, and spirituality. And then you come up and receive your award.
My
18
God,
years
G3, thank you so
ago.
much. My
That was my
God,
first gift.
beautifully written, but I don't think I'm deserving of. I could not have done this without. I mean, I really was just the conductor, G3. I mean, um, I could not have done any of those things that you mentioned without the brilliance and the talent and the hard work and commitment of all the employees of ABS-CBN. Oo, isa lang ako. Isa lang ako. Oo, dumadaan lang ako sa
But you were
buhay.
really a light. You were an inspiration.
Ng kumpanya.
Everyone was really parang looking. Everybody was looking to you for inspiration and light and comfort and everything. And we want to thank you for being that for us for so many years and up to now, di ba, Ma'am Charo? How do you feel that now you are going to go back to work? MMK is coming back.
I know. I feel good about it. Thank you very much, Cory and Carlo, yeah, for bringing back MMK. Yeah, I feel so good because now I'll be able to share again the stories of the viewers, the loyal viewers of Maalaala Mo Kaya. I think this is alam mo naman, pagkabata ko, pag nagkaroon na ako ng isip, nakikinig na ako sa drama sa radyo, nagbabasa na ako ng comics, lumawak ang kaalaman ko sa mundo, yung maliit kong mundo na sa Calapan Oriental, Mindoro ay lumawak dahil sa pakikinig ko ng mga radio dramas at saka pagbabasa ng comics at hanggang na-invento ang telebisyon. I was a fan of all the ABS-CBN programs and programs from other networks, no? And then, I was really a fan, a great fan of several of our movie stars, and every weekend nanonood kami ng double features sa theater, di ba? Double features man nun, may English movie at saka Tagalog movie. So every weekend nanonood kaming magkakapatid. Yeah. Maybe because my parents also were fans. were fans of the Hollywood stars then and some of the local stars, no? So nasa DNA yata talaga namin ang mundo ng entertainment. Pero bukod sa hilig sa artista, hilig sa panonood ng mga pelikula, siguro yung genuine interest ko sa katauhan. I mean, di ba, I was really interested in what makes us all human. Di ba? What journey do we take to transcend our pain, our struggles, di ba? Kasi ang pinakamaganda naman parte ng narrative, in any narrative, ang pinakamagandang parte is when the character goes through darkness. Di ba?
Yes.
Yung how does one go? Yeah. So how do you go through that dark tunnel, and how do you get to see the light at the end of the tunnel? No, but this is the meat. This is the heart of the story. The heart of the narrative is how do you transcend all your demons, your fears, your anxieties, your pain, to become an evolved human being. I think that's the story of humanity. We all go through that dark tunnel, and when that is captured, and you put it in context, and you put it in a story that is relatable, it makes for great viewing.
That's true.
So,
and I want to tell you, and I don't think,
go ahead, G3.
I want to tell you, and I don't think I've ever told you this before. There wasn't ever an opportunity. I was very young. I think I was maybe like sobrang grade school pa, but I saw one episode of MMK, and it has affected me for all my life.
Which one?
And it's called Cinturon, and it starred
Gabby. That's one of my favorites.
Do you remember that episode?
Of course.
So when
that was one of my favorites. Yeah.
When I saw when I saw that, and he was in the pool, and he was drinking San Miguel beer, and he was holding the cinturon that he gave Gabby, and he was just splashing it in the pool. Sabi ko, oh my God, ang powerful. I was very young. I was maybe not even like a teenager. I was maybe 12.
Yeah.
And I was, naramdaman ko yung loneliness niya. And every time, like, you know, throughout my life and in all of my experiences, like being heartbroken and stuff, I go back to that scene and I remember the loneliness I felt the moment I saw that scene. And it has stayed with me, and, you know, the resilience of the character after. So yun talaga, in all of my life, like in all of the years watching MMK, Cinturon was really the episode that, you know, made a mark in my life. And I want you to know that you might not be aware that you have affected so many people, I mean, like for the rest of their lives, with the stories that you tell. How do you feel, Ma'am Charo, to have this amount of responsibility that you have enriched people's lives? You have brought them to a place of, you know, parang inspiration, and you have brought them to a place of, I mean, like identifying with characters all of these 28 years. You have been the emissary.
Oh, thank you, G3. It's very, very humbling, and really, it's a big responsibility. But just as it has touched the lives of so many of our viewers, I mean, the MMK stories have touched the lives of so many of our viewers. You know, ano din siya, yung MMK din, ang nagpakita sa akin ng totoong mukha ng katauhan, di ba? Yung from the stories of the letter senders, and there's a variety of stories, iba-ibang konteksto. You come to an insight, you know, you come to an insight that life is really not black or white. I mean, life is gray. Like, you know, you always have to look at context, and you suspend judgment. You always have to understand the person from the context of his narrative. You always have to appreciate his story from the context of his circumstances. And it just develops a sense of empathy and compassion, and a lot more understanding for others, di ba? Yung hindi mo nakikita beyond the labels, beyond the facade, beyond the persona, is a heart who wants to love and who is looking for love. I think yun ang pinaka.
That's the internal objective
that's
of
the bottom
everyone.
line.
Yes.
That's the bottom line.
You said in one of the pitches, and I always listen to you, like in one of the pitches, there were so many of us in the room, and you said, like, you have just seen Avatar, and you said, ang simple na objective, to be seen. Everybody wants to be seen. So parang talagang ako, I didn't like that movie, but after you said that, I watched that movie again, and, you know, it made a whole different impact. Ma'am Charo, you know what? Like, when I announced that you were going to be on live with G3, a lot of our friends were very, I mean, there's a healthy amount of curiosity about you. Did you know that?
Yeah?
A very healthy amount of curiosity. Like, all of our friends, former employees of ABS-CBN, sent me questions. Some I asked, and then some sent me questions. Can you ask her this?
Oh my God.
And I want to start with...
Nako, sino yan?
Are you ready? These are...
Sino yung mga yan? Mahal ba ako ng mga yan?
I will tell you. Are you drink? Cheers tayo, Ma'am Charo. This is from Sir Deo. Cheers, Ma'am Charo.
Cheers. O, anong tanong ni
Cheers.
Deo?
Okay, the first question is from Carlos Mori Rodriguez. Mori. Okay,
si Mori. How are you, Mori? I miss you. Yes.
Very successful. Mori is asking, what's your life's greatest regret?
My life's greatest regret? Ano ba? May regret ba ako? Na-oily na tuloy ako.
Pwede ka mag-Venus Ra. Pwede ka mag-Venus Ra, Ma'am Charo. No major regret. Lahat naman ng dinaanan ko, kasama yan sa kwento ng buhay ko eh, di ba? So hindi ko pwedeng talikuran yan. Wala akong pwedeng talikuran.
wala akong ano, you just learn from, you bring your lessons with you, and yeah, you just have to look yourself straight in the eye and say, ganon eh.
That's
Ganon, di
true.
ba? Oh.
That's true. I agree. Everybody has regrets. But kailangan talagang panindigan mo, di ba? The next question
Mm-mm.
is from Garlic Garcia. Do you remember Garlic?
Of course, garlic, yes.
Garlic is
Of
asking you.
ASAP. O, laging performance level yan pag
True,
nagpipitch.
true, true.
Oo.
Garlic is asking you, who is your true love?
My true love.
Yun din ba
Sino
daw?
ba? Ano ba? Fan lang naman ako ni Hyun Bin. Love na kaagad.
Ma'am Charo,
True love
pupunta si
ko,
Yun
asawa
dito
ko,
next year,
syempre.
ah.
Oo, dapat. Makita ko siya. G3, sabay
Pila
tayo.
ka? O sige, sasama ako
Sabay
sa'yo.
tayo pumunta sa fan meet niya, di ba?
Sige,
Oo.
sabihin natin kay Benchan. Wait, who is your true love? Garlic wants to know.
My true love is my husband. He
Of
taught me the meaning of
course.
unconditional love. Unconditional love talaga. Unconditional love. I think I became a better person because of him. Yeah, he brought balance into my life, and he respected my person. He allowed me to fly, to fulfill my dreams. Yun, maswerte ako. Maswerte ako na
Yes, yes.
nirespeto niya ang pagkatao ko, nirespeto niya ang mga gusto ko sa buhay. Lagi niya sinasabi sa akin, kailangan sa lahat ng gagawin mo, masaya ka. You know, it brings you that sense of fulfillment and happiness na nabubuo ka ng lahat ng ginagawa mo. Lagi niya yan sinasabi sa akin. So, yun, nabuo yung pagkatao ko dahil sa kanya.
Very supportive. A very supportive man. Right?
Hmm.
Jessa Samson wants to know, who are your real
Jessa
friends?
May! Who are my?
Jessa May Samson.
Who are my friends?
Who are your real friends? That's the question of Jessa May.
Si Jessa May talaga. The people who truly care for me. Do I have to mention their names? Oh, alam na nila yon.
I don't know about her question. Sabi niya, yan ang question niya.
I know.
Gusto niya siguro
I
mas
know.
special mention.
Ay, of course, si Jessa May. Hi, Jessa May.
Wow!
Love you.
And then this question is from your daughter-in-law, Carla, of course, Concio. She said,
okay,
if given a chance, and if you weren't married, an affair with Yun, choose an affair with Yun Bin or a long-term relationship with Piolo Pascual.
Ano ba?
Tanong ni Carla, Ma'am Charo. Pili ka daw isa.
Ha? Naku, ano ba?
Pwede ka mag-pass. Pag-usapan niyo na lang sa next Korean barbecue nyo.
Sige. Parang na-shy ako bigla doon.
Na-shy si Ma'am Charo.
Parang na-shy ako, oo.
O sige, ito baka mas
Can I have
hindi ka
both?
ma-shy. From
Can
Cookie
I have both?
Bartolome.
Okay.
From Cookie Bartolome, if you had an opportunity to pitch a project for Yun Bin that will star Yun Bin, what would the pitch be? Oh, tanong ni Miss Cookie.
What would the pitch be? It's about a love that can never be.
What?
Hindi. Ayun, yung love na hindi yung a love that will never happen in this lifetime. Parang ganon. A love that can never be because circumstances always get in the way. So, classic ang peg niya.
Paano, Ma'am Charo, kung parang i-offer sa'yo, tapos yun din yung ano mo, yung leading man mo, pero may kissing scene. Papayag ka ba?
Oo. Grabe naman, no?
Okay sa'yo, okay?
Ano
Oh my
lang,
God. So,
smack
as a
lang.
way, kasi di ba parang Ma'am Charo, you have been, so payag ka sa kissing scene with Hyun Bin. Ayusin natin yan, ha? I-pitch natin yan.
Diyos
I-push
ko.
natin yan.
Diyos ko.
Ma'am Charo, di ba, you have been giving advice for 28 years. Isa kang tagapagbigay ng payo sa aming lahat. So as a way of ending this interview, because it's been an hour, can you believe?
Talaga? Okay.
Napansin
Diyos
mo ba?
ko.
Na-bar ka ba? Or Ma'am Charo, as a
Hindi.
way of
Kinikilig nga ako eh. Kasi panay yun din
Kinikilig
naman
ka pa
ang tanong nyo. Kakaloka.
Ma'am Charo, next year pupunta siya, ha? Pupunta siya. Kausapin na natin si MVP, tsaka si Ben Chan.
Kinausap ko na pareho. Sabi ko talaga, Ben, please, I wanna be there. Tawa lang siya na tawa. Pati si MVP, sinabi ko rin.
Anong gagawin mo pag nakita mo si Hyun Bin in person? What is the first thing that you will do?
Ay, nako. Siguro, I will just stare at him. But, siguro I will find the courage to ask him if he can give me a hug.
Paano kayo beso-beso ka niya? Paano kung beso-beso? Okay lang yon?
Oo.
Kasi sobrang poised mo. Kahit yung yoga videos mo, sobrang poised. My God, ikaw yung pinaka-poised yoga person na nakita ko.
Sobra ka naman. Hindi mo lang nakikita
Ma'am
yung iba.
hindi ba? Okay. So, Ma'am Charo, you have been giving all of us advice for 28 years, all of your letter senders. Do you recognize how far along you have, like in terms of giving advice? So, mayroon ako mga situationals for you. So, kung magbibigay ka ng payo, Ma'am Charo, ano yung ibibigay mong payo sa the following? Just to end this interview, para may ma-edit si Karen Tumbali sa YouTube video.
Okay. Sige.
Ma'am Charo,
Ano?
kung magbibigay ka ng payo, anong payo ang ibibigay mo sa isang binatilyong unang beses pa lang manliligaw?
Unang beses pa lang manliligaw.
Yeah.
Galingan mo.
Binatilyong unang beses manliligaw, anong pwedeng payong ibigay mo sa kanya?
Galingan mo, iho. Di ba? Dapat galingan niya.
Yes.
Para pansinin siya ng babae. O unang beses siyang manliligaw, ayaw mo namang ma-reject ka agad. So dapat ginagalingan. He should show his genuine interest in the girl, engage the girl in a good conversation, hindi yung lang, 'di ba? Magpapa-cute ka lang. I think if you engage the girl in a good conversation, it will go a long way. So, galingan niya.
Galingan. Yun ang kanyang advice for
and engage the girl in a good conversation.
Tama. Kailangan intellectual stimulation, di ba, Ma'am Charo? Seduce the mind and the body will follow.
Oh, yeah. You don't have to be heavy about it. But be interested. Show genuine interest in the girl.
Find common interests.
Ha?
Yes. Ma'am Charo, find common interests.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right. Ano naman ang payong maibibigay mo sa isang dalagang niloko ng kasintahan, heartbroken?
Ay, iyak mo lang yan ng isang...
Ano mabibigay mo?
Iiyak mo lang ng isang gabi. I mean, you have to honor naman your pain. Don't be dismissive naman of your pain, di ba? Masakit naman na ma-reject ka, tsaka niloko ka. Pero iyak mo lang siya, pero move on ka na.
How
diba?
long?
How long? Bata pa ba siya? Bata.
Bagets.
Tapos hindi naman masyadong matagal yung relationship. Kung hindi masyadong matagal yung relationship, walang masyadong investment, dapat hindi masyadong matagal.
True.
Oo. Ang iniiyakan yung nag-invest ka talaga ng, 'di ba? Yung nag-invest ka ng medyo mahabang panahon, 'yun. Mas masakit 'yun,
taon.
syempre. Oo. Oo. 'Yun.
Ito naman,
But
anong
we all
payo
have
ang
to move on from grieving.
That's true, that's true. Basta ang advice ni Ma'am Charo sa mga babaeng niloko, iyakan mo lang ng isang beses, ibuhos mo na lahat. Tama? Correct. Ano naman po ang advice na ang payo na ibibigay nyo sa isang asawang nangaliwa? Hindi yung asawang niloko ha, yung asawang nangaliwa. Ano pong advice, anong payo ang mabibigay nyo sa asawang nangaliwa?
Sa asawang nangaliwa? Paano?
Yes. The
Anong
cheater,
payo?
the adulterer, ano pong payo?
You have to ask yourself what's important to you, what's of value to you. And I mean, at the end of the day, yung respeto mo sa sarili mo ang pinaka-importante. I think you have to find out whether it's just a need or talagang totoong pagmamahal, di ba? So you have to be able to discern that. Yun. And decide on anong importante sa'yo.
That's true, that's true, that's true. Kasi sometimes it's really love, no? Tama, Ma'am Charo.
Oo
Minsan
naman.
talagang they
Oo
fall in love,
naman. Oo. You suspend judgment
I mean,
again,
in the
di ba?
years that you've been doing, in the years that you've been doing MMK, there have been a lot of times that in the stories, they really fell in love.
Yes, yes. Oo. It's either you
And
truly
finally,
you truly
yes.
fall in
And
love
finally,
or they
you truly
catch you
fall
at
in
your
love.
most vulnerable moment, di ba? Yung iba-ibang circumstances. So I think at the end of the day, you really have to know, you have to be able to discern kung ano yung importante sa'yo, and you have to be able to discern whether it's true love or it's a need na may kulang sa buhay mo, or di ba? Ganon. So
Yeah,
at
I
the end
like
of
what
the
you
day,
said
anong
that
mahalaga?
I like that you said that suspend judgment. I feel like,
Mm-mm.
I mean, like, there's so much judgment already in the world. And, you know, when you get to the core of it, if it's really love, I mean, it's really the most powerful thing. I mean, talagang no judgment involved. And
Yes.
finally, Ma'am Charo, I mean, just to be relevant, I feel like, ano pong mabibigay niyong payo sa isang anak na nawalan ng magulang because of COVID? Ano pong payong mabibigay niyo sa isang batang nawalan ng magulang because of COVID?
Wow. First, I will offer words of sympathy. Mahirap kasing, di ba? Mahirap mapunuan yung loss ng isang minamahal, no? Lalo na sa isang batang mawalan ng magulang. So, importante yata na bago ako magpayo ay ma-honor ko yung sakit niya, no? Yung dinadaanan niyang sakit at lungkot. Siguro I will advise him to go through a period of grieving. You just can't tell a person who loses a loved one to just move on, no? I mean, kailangan, kailangan bigyan mo rin siya ng panahon na mag-grieve siya. Kasi that can be very, very, very traumatic, especially for a young one to lose a parent. No? That's very unsettling for a child. So yon, i-honor mo yon, pero turuan mo rin siya ng na maging resilient, mabigyan mo rin siya ng words of encouragement na kailangan matibay siya, kailangan ng tibayan ng loob niya, no? Dahil ganun ang buhay eh. Ganun talaga ang buhay eh. Madami tayong hindi inaasahan sa buhay na kailangang harapin. Oo. At ang hinihingi sa atin ay tibay ng loob. At pananampalataya sa sarili at sa Panginoon na tutulungan tayong kayanin lahat ng pwedeng dumaan sa atin.
Ganda. And Ma'am Charo, as a final question, I just want to ask you, maybe, I mean, like, in coming into the holiday season, in coming into the new normal, I mean, I feel like everything is a bit like, parang we're trying, nangangapa pa rin tayo, and yet we're going back to the new normal, Ma'am Charo. I mean, like, I said in the write-up, diba, parang you have always been a beacon of hope. What are the things that we can look forward to in the new normal for you? What do you feel are the things that we can look forward to in the new normal?
For people in general, not for me personally,
Yes.
but
Yes.
for humankind
From
in
you.
general. Uh, no, about the world in general.
About the world,
Is that
about
your
maybe,
question?
yes, about yes, Ma'am Charo.
Uh, I'm hopeful that it will be a kinder, more compassionate world. It will be a more caring world. I think we will be more mindful of what's important in our lives, di ba? Kasi with this pandemic, sumimple ang buhay natin eh. At kaya naman palang
Mm,
simple. Yung simple naman pala
yes.
nagdadala rin ng kaligayahan, di ba? We don't have to complicate our lives. And then we don't have to be defined by the things around us, di ba? Ang importante kung ano yung nararamdaman natin sa loob, totoo tayo, at saka nagmamahal tayo. Um, so sana, I mean, these are the lessons that we bring with us when we get into the new normal. That we're more mindful. We are more mindful of the person seated beside us. That we don't take things for granted. Um, that we don't get caught up with the complexities of life. Um, that that in the end it's the value of love and caring that will surface in all of, I mean, you see that from our frontliners. Yes,
Right.
wow, grabe yung lahat ng ginagawa nila to make this world a better place to live in, no? And to save lives, and they're all good role models for a better life, for a better future. They teach us that caring and loving are the things that matter most in this life.
Yes. Oh my God. Thank you so much. And I be the first to say that I'm very excited about the return of MMK, because we really, I mean, in this time of
Right.
pandemic, I mean, it is really the stories that, that has kept us going. And, your brand of storytelling has been with us for as long as I can remember. And, I hope it stays with us for a longer time. And I'm very happy that you are returning. MMK is returning. And I hope
Thank
you,
you.
have
Thank you,
many more
G3.
tell stories, Ma'am Charo. Marami pong salamat that you gave me the time actually this evening to talk about your journey and your experience during quarantine. So maraming salamat, Ma'am Charo. I'm so honored to have
Thank you,
you here with
G3.
me.
Congratulations again. Yeah, congratulations again. I want to say you've come a long way, G3. I wish you more power. I wish you a lot more success. You stay healthy, huh? You stay healthy and always stay safe. And thank you for giving me this opportunity to have this short conversation with you. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you,
It's
Ma'am
my
Charo. Stay
honor.
healthy and stay fresh, stay beautiful, and stay inspiring. Good
Thank you.
night.
Bye. Good
Good night,
night.
Ma'am Charo. Bye.